Welcome to the Deep Dive, where we filter the noise and find the signal you need to get ahead. Today, we're jumping into a huge topic, the sheer velocity of modern content. The title for this deep dive really says it all. Why AI supercharges modern content marketing.
It really does.
And you know the feeling, right?
Yeah.
That constant pressure. You spend, I don't know, a whole day on one perfect article.
Mm-hmm.
And then another morning just trying to chop it up for social media, for the email newsletter. And by the time you hit publish,
It's already too late. Your competitors have 10 pieces out, they're on every channel, and they're already A/B testing headlines. It feels like you're fighting a losing battle.
exactly. It's just impossible with manual labor alone.
It is. And the rules, they just got completely rewritten the second these AI tools became easy to access for everyone.
Right.
But here's the mistake most people make. They think it's just about automation, getting the machine to do the boring stuff faster.
Which is part of it.
It's part of it, but the deeper truth is that AI, especially tools like ChatGPT, doesn't just automate. It actually enhances your strategic thinking. But, and this is a big but, that only happens if you learn how to talk to the tools systematically.
And that's really the core of what we're digging into today. We are moving way past the, 10 best prompts listicles.
Yeah.
Our mission here is to lay out the practical, systematic frameworks that turn a vague command, like I'll write a blog post, into a predictable, high-impact content operation.
That's the whole game. The idea is to shift from that slow, old plan, create, publish model to something dynamic, something insight-driven.
So you're using the AI to make better decisions before you even write a single word.
Precisely. It's augmentation, not just replacement.
Okay, let's start right there with strategy. That old linear plan, create, publish model, it feels dead.
It is, because it was built on these really fragile assumptions.
All right.
That audiences were predictable, that algorithms were stable, modern reality demands you be agile, you personalize things in hours, not months.
So the whole strategy shifts from being, calendar-driven.
The insight-driven? Exactly. The old way felt safe, We'd plan our Q3 content back in June.
Of course.
But what happens when a huge trend explodes in August? Or a competitor makes a move? You're stuck. The new way lets you respond to real-time signals, search spikes, social conversations, anything.
But giving up that calendar feels like giving up control. What's the risk?
The risk of not giving it up is becoming irrelevant. The benefits are totally measurable. Your traffic goes up because AI spots these emerging keywords before anyone else.
And your leads.
Your lead gen improves because the algorithms see your winning conversion patterns and just replicate them over and over. Even customer loyalty gets a boost from AI-powered sentiment analysis that lets you jump on pain points immediately.
That speed is incredible. But with more volume comes more risk, right? If machines are spitting out drafts, how do we manage fact-checking and, brand safety?
It has to be baked in. It's non-negotiable. This isn't just about ethics, it's governance. You need systematic checks for what we call hallucinations, when the AI just makes stuff up.
Right, verifying the facts.
And you need clear brand safety protocols. These are essential guardrails when you're moving that fast.
Which brings us to the first big pillar, brand voice consistency. Because when you're publishing so much, consistency is actually more critical, not less.
Absolutely.
We've all seen that AI content. That's fine. It's technically correct. But it has zero personality. It sounds like elevator music.
That's the default. And that's why you need to build what we call the AI-enabled brand voice framework, or the voice DNA. If you don't, you get that polite, helpful, utterly bland corporate mush every single time.
Okay, so what goes into this voice DNA? It sounds like a master prompt.
It is. It's the detailed rulebook for the machine. It defines your tone. Are you consultative, aggressive? It sets your style, sentence lengths, jargon you use, how much humor is okay, and maybe most important, forbidden phrases.
Things you just never say.
Exactly. But the best practice isn't to just write a list. You train the AI on your existing top-performing content. You show it what success already sounds like for you.
So you're basically cloning the habits of your best writer and making them available 24/7.
That's it. And that requires a human in the loop. You need systematic approval workflows. A simple social post might auto-publish, but a big thought leadership piece, that needs an expert review, no question.
Okay, so we've nailed down how we sound. Now, who are we talking to? This is where you say AI gives us X-ray vision, turning market noise into strategic signal. How do we build that?
We build an AI listening stack. This thing systematically pulls data from places where your prospects are being brutally honest.
Not in a focus group.
No, definitely not. Think industry subreddits, product reviews where they vent their frustrations, social media threads, even Google's People Also Asks section.
Those are gold mines. But how do you stop from just drowning in all that raw text? It feels overwhelming.
The processing is key. We use AI, connected with automation tools like Zapier, to summarize and cluster all that feedback. But the real leverage comes from how you ask the question. We use a collection prompt structure: objective, context, and formatting.
Okay, give me an example. What's the before and after?
So a bad prompt is, tell me what people think about our software. You'll get a vague mess.
Right.
A good prompt is, objective, analyze these 100 reviews to find friction points. Context, focus on users who call themselves small business owners. Formatting, identify the top 3 pain points, group them, and give me a 1 to 10 severity rating.
Okay. That gives you something you can actually use to write a headline tomorrow.
Instantly. And this is how you build dynamic buyer personas, not those old static ones.
Which go out of date so fast.
They do. Traditional personas are about demographics, age, title. Dynamic ones are about behavioral patterns and need states. The AI sees things like prospects in this group are worried about implementation. It clusters them by their current frustration, not their job title.
So we have the insights. Now we need ideas. How do you turn this into a flood of content ideas without creating a backlog you can never get through?
You build an infinite ideation engine pipeline. And the goal is crucial here. Separate generation, which AI is great at, from prioritization, which needs human judgment.
Okay, how does that pipeline work?
It's 4 quick steps: signal feeding, that's your audience research. Then raw generation, using prompts to create tons of angles. Third is clustering and tagging. And finally, the human part, scoring and scheduling.
And how do you make sure you're getting different types of ideas in that generation step?
You use prompt archetypes. We use about 7 core ones to get variety. Things like pain point inversion, taking a contrarian view.
The everyone thinks this, but they're wrong angle.
You got it. Or the hero's journey, future casting. You blend those with your persona insights, and you get this huge variety of ideas that cover your whole funnel.
And once you have all those ideas, how do you pick the winners?
You run them through 5 fast filters. Is it relevant to the business? Is there a search opportunity? Is it new? How hard is it to make? And does it align with our persona? Then you score it with a simple formula. Impact times volume divided by effort. High score gets made first.
All right, let's talk production. We've got the idea. How do we get a polished first draft in 90 minutes instead of 3 days?
The secret is all in the prep work. Meticulous prompt preparation. You have to be crystal clear on the objective and audience before you even think about generating. We standardize it with the 5-part Goldilocks prompt formula.
Goldilocks as in just right, not too vague, not too restrictive.
Exactly. The 5 parts are: 1, objective, a clear sentence on the business goal. 2, context, who's the audience, what do they know, what's their pain.
3 must be voice.
3 is voice, pulled straight from your voice DNA. 4 is structure headings, word count, SEO keywords, and 5 is constraints. Any compliance rules, reading level targets, stuff like that.
That specificity is what saves you from that generic output. Okay, draft is done. Now, quality control. You mentioned a 4-pass edit. Doesn't that slow everything back down?
That's a great question. And no, because they are hyper-focused checks, not just a general edit this. The editor knows exactly what to look for in each pass, so it's fast.
Okay, so break down the human-in-the-loop 4-pass editing workflow.
Pass 1 is the structure pass. Does it flow? Are the arguments logical? Pass 2 is clarity. We're just removing jargon, checking readability.
Making it easy to understand.
Right. Pass 3 is the voice pass. Does it sound like us? We check it against the voice DNA. And finally, pass 4 is the proof pass. Grammar, compliance, and this is critical, verifying facts.
And you can use role-based prompts here to help the editor.
Absolutely. You tell the AI, act as a senior editor and critique the flow, or act as a compliance officer and flag any risky claims. It's like giving your editor a team of specialists.
So the piece is published. The old way, the work stops. But you're saying AI makes optimization a continuous loop. How does AI-driven SEO work after something is live?
It's a 5-step cycle. First, the AI crawls your content and analyzes it. Second, it does a gap detect, comparing you to the top competitors to find missed opportunities.
Finding the holes you missed the first time.
Precisely. Third, it rewrites strategic sections, but, and this is key, using tone preservation prompts so it doesn't sound like a robot.
So it keeps the voice.
Yes. Fourth, it inserts optimized elements like meta descriptions and alt text. And fifth, it validates the changes to make sure quality and voice are still high.
And what about headlines? They're so important.
Huge. We use predictive click-through rate models. The AI generates, say, 15 headline options and scores them based on psychological triggers and what's already working out there. It tells you which ones to test first.
Okay, so we have one perfect optimized article. How do we get it everywhere without manually recreating it 18 times?
That's the multi-channel magic. It's a model called content atomization. It's how you multiply the value of every single big asset you create.
Atomization, so breaking it down into smaller pieces.
Exactly. It's a 3-layer model. Layer 1 is slice. You pull out the core ideas, stats, and quotes. Layer 2 is remix. The AI adapts the tone and format for each platform. A long blog becomes a short email or a 5-part social thread.
And the third layer?
Amplify. That's just coordinating the schedule and distribution with automation. We saw that example where one company turned a single report into 18 different assets in 48 hours. That's a huge operational win.
It changes the content team from being just production workers into strategic adapters.
That's the goal.
So we've created, we've scaled, we've optimized. Now the question every CMO asks, did it actually drive revenue? How does AI fix the measurement problem?
You need a structured framework. We call it the AI Content Marketing Measurement Framework, and it has 3 metric tiers.
Let's hear them.
Tier 1 is your North Star metrics. These connect directly to revenue-qualified leads, shorter sales cycles, things like that. Tier 2 is health metrics. This is about efficiency. How fast are we producing things? What's our engagement like?
And the third tier sounds like it's new, specific to the AI system itself.
Exactly. AI-specific indicators. This is where we measure the system's effectiveness. Prompt-to-publish time, fact-check accuracy rates, and a really important one, voice match consistency scores.
So you can see if the content is starting to drift off brand.
Immediately, and that data feeds right back into your prompt libraries, creating this improvement loop where every piece of content makes the next one smarter.
That feedback loop is what makes it scale. So to wrap up, what are the first steps for someone listening to actually implement this?
Focus on responsible scaling. Start with what we call fail-fast experiments. Test one new AI prompt a week, measure it against your baseline, build team confidence.
And put guardrails in place.
Put the guardrails in first. Especially fact verification prompts and setting confidence thresholds that tell you when a human needs to review something versus when it can be automated.
And it sounds like the future is only going to demand this structure more, with, multimodal AI creating text, images, and video from one prompt.
That speed is coming, and the strategic prep work you do today is the only thing that's going to separate the high-performing teams from the ones who are drowning.
So to recap, the competitive advantages here are huge. We're talking strategic responsiveness, creative expansion, and real measurement intelligence.
The transformation is you move from hoping your content works to knowing why it succeeds and how to do it again. The data is clear. AI-augmented content, when done this way, can actually outperform human-only content on conversion metrics. It's just more systematic.
So here's your provocative thought for the week. The strategic advantage isn't really about the tools themselves. It's built entirely on structure. Your challenge is making sure your governance framework, your voice DNA, and your prompt libraries evolves as fast as the tech does. Fantastic. Go define your voice DNA, build your Goldilocks prompts, and start structuring that 4-pass edit. We'll see you next time on The Deep Dive.